Yeah, you been scarred, but you a czar, you can crawl to the grave. I know that a lion's inside, sleeping in your heart. Step back and remember who you are.
What up, Pride? It's your boy Amari, back again with another reaction video. Today, we're getting into part 13 of my Hamilton reaction series of videos. This has been totally awesome. I've enjoyed basically every single part, so now I'm just getting hyped leading into every single part. And again, we're in Act 2, which everybody says is like the crazy part of the show. So, yeah, I'm hyped. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. We are quickly approaching the end of the Hamilton musical, but I plan on doing reactions to like all of the Hamilton auxiliary content as well as other musicals in the future. So definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't anyway, because why not? You don't want to miss out on those reactions as well. And again, I still have a few more parts in the actual Hamilton musical itself to go. So definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, we're going to get into this and I'll see all you guys on the other side. Okay, that explains it.
They say George Washington's yielding his power and stepping away. Is that true? I wasn't aware that was something a person could do. I'm perplexed. Are they going to keep?
Okay, so obviously this is You'll Be Back Part 3 or You'll Be Back Reprised Part 2 or What Comes Next Part 2. You get what I'm saying. This is the King's song, third version. I find it interesting that at least so far all of his songs have been the same instrumentation, because What Comes Next is literally just You'll Be Back reprise, and this has started off in the same way. It's the same intro instrumentation, it's the same top line vocal melody, again with the lyrics swapped out obviously, but I that's interesting that his that explains it. Okay, sorry. I was about to say it's interesting that of all of the characters in the musical, none of them have the same song over and over and over, like where it's nothing changes, even though like motifs and references happen and even reprises happen. But I mean, that's a great symbolic way to like show nothing about his mindset has like evolved past that same place that he was in. He is quite literally the representation of the old guard, in that he is the monarchy that existed prior to the advancements and evolution that has happened in these characters' lives. The king is still the king, and so it makes sense that he still has the same musical score, which, as we talked about in the comments of the You'll Be Back video, whichever part that was, I don't know, his instrumentation was inspired by, again, a bygone era of music, and so him being stuck in that era is symbolically very apt so far. Again, I don't know where this song is gonna go, but so far this is just You'll Be Back Part 3 or What Comes Next Part 2.
I'm perplexed. Are they going to keep on replacing whoever's in charge? If so, who's next? There's nobody else in their country who looms quite as large. What? John Adams. I know him. That can't be. That's that little guy who spoke to me. All those.
Hey! No short people slander will be tolerated, Mr. Mad King, sir. See, that's why you lost your colonies and you went crazy. Hater, that's what you get. Dessert. I'm not as short as that rant just made me seem.
You sit on a throne of lies.
But I'm always standing up for short people, regardless. John Adams. I don't know how many of you guys are like watching the videos and then also in the comments, but I went on like on a I like John Adams. Okay, let me just put that out there. I didn't realize that John Adams was the vice president when Hamilton mentioned him in Take a Break. I think that's when it came up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when John Adams came up. But anyway, I like John Adams based off like the information that I do know about him, but I didn't know that he was the vice president at the time. But since he was the vice president at the time, it makes sense that he became the next president. I just find it funny that the king is like so, as he said, perplexed by the idea of democracy and like basically just continually switching out trilogies. I get that like democracy was not nearly as common then as it is now, and depending on who you ask, it's not even that common now. But I just found his reaction to the news that it is John Adams specifically, while hilarious, and I want to give, this guy's name is John, right? I want to give John his credit. Like every single one of his songs have been jam-packed with hilarious moments, and his acting is fantastic. But I will take no short person slander round here, okay?
John Adams.
That's so funny.
I know him. That can't be. That's that little guy who spoke to me all those years ago. What was it, 85? That poor man, they're going to eat him alive. Oceans rise, empires fall. Next to Washington, they all look small. All alone, watch them run. They will tear each other into pieces. Jesus Christ, it will be fun. Da 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 da.
I have a question. There's a lot of like, okay, I'm now forgetting what the word is called, but there's a lot of like P sounds in his like in his lines, and I feel like that's really intentional. Maybe it's just the way that he is delivering them with such emphasis on them, but it's Hamilton, so I feel like everything is intentional, and so I can't really figure out why that would be. And it was actually like kind of, I was thinking about it in What Comes Next as I was editing that video, and I forgot to ask you guys in the comments. So now I'm asking if you have any theories on why you think he puts accentuations on parts of words. Let me know. Okay? I agree with him on this. If I was an outsider looking in on the situation, I also would have assumed that all of this was going to crumble and they would tear each other apart, literally like breaking apart into smaller countries after the resignation of George Washington. But we went on that whole discovery in the last video, but I agree. And also there's a lot of P bars. Not bars. Sorry.
President John Adams, good luck. Out of Hamilton, short temper.
Okay, one second. Well, he didn't leave. He's about to watch what happens. I like the dude a lot. All of his songs, not all of his songs. You'll Be Back is like a decently sized song. His latter two songs have been shorter, but they've been like really impactful. You know, like his stage presence, his acting. I obviously like his vocals, especially in You'll Be Back. I know that you guys said he's like super, super popular and successful. That's great. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing on screen. Okay. And yeah, I think his moments are super, super impactful. I don't know how many more he will have. I don't know if all of them will be the same song, but so far his 3 moments have been very comedic. Like some of the funniest moments in this entire musical have been thanks to that man and his scenes, and also like his deranged acting. I think he plays his part really, really well. And I just want to make sure to say that because I feel like it's really impressive how impactful he has been on this musical, in my opinion, in the like really short time that he's been on screen. Like of all of the characters who I know the name of, he and Reynolds have like the least amount of time, and I feel like the King has been impactful on my viewing experience of the musical itself, and so I just really want to give him his kudos. Also, before I hit play again, obviously I knew the da 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 da's is the reference back. The whole song is a reference back to his previous songs, okay? I didn't say it, but I know it.
Good luck. Hamilton, the short-tempered protean creator of the Coast Guard, founder of the New York Post, ardently abused his cabinet post, destroyed his reputation. Welcome, folks, to the Adams administration. Jefferson's the
Sorry, there's a lot going on here. Before we get too far off and John does something else that pulls my... First off, the Adams administration, what was that like demonic voice over the intercoms or whatever? That was crazy. But the intro motif that they have in Alexander Hamilton, Guns and Ship, A Winter's Ball... I feel like it's in another song. The point is that intro motif, you know that part. That part is in a bunch of other songs. It's motif, and then this like intro cadence, this intro flow that Bird does when he like does a little expositionary dump on us in those other songs, like set the scene of those songs. I just wanted to, before we go off on what's about to happen, I needed to get that out. Also, I feel like John might have slightly thrown Leslie off because I think it felt like he was trying not to laugh. Maybe it's because I was trying not to laugh, but it felt like he was trying not to laugh with the crowd as he turned around and saw him, jamming.
Jefferson's the runner-up, which makes him the vice president. Washington can't help you now, no more Mr. Nice President. Adams fires Hamilton, privately calls him...
No more Mr. Nice President? Is that a reference to No More Mr. Nice Watch? Hold on. Oh, that might also be an Alex Cooper reference. No more Mr. Nice Guy. That's definitely a reference to something, because like No More Mr. Nice President is like kind of a weird phrase. It's a weird way to phrase it, right? But I don't know what it's a reference to. Given that this referenced like so many other hip hop songs, I'm thinking it might be a reference to... I totally butchered that lyric. It's No More Mr. Nice Guy, Hello Mr. Nice Watch. That's the song. It's a J. Cole song featuring Jay-Z. Anyway.
Washington can't help you now, no more Mr. Nice President. Adams fires Hamilton, privately calls him Creole bastard in his taunts. Say what? Hamilton publishes his response. Sit down, John, you fat mother! Hamilton's out of control.
This is great. He's out of power. He holds no office, and he just destroyed President John Adams, the only other significant member of his party.
Hamilton is a host unto himself, as long as he can hold...
Bruh, okay. There's a lot happening, okay? Like, Hamilton got fired, then went off on his boss. What?
What?
Why? Okay, so I know that John Adams is abrasive, or was abrasive. He's dead.
That is correct.
Was abrasive, and Alex is abrasive. I get how those two could butt heads, but if they're in the same party, why did Adams fire him? For my history buffs out there who like dropping knowledge on me in the comments, fill me in, unless they're about to tell me after I unpause, which they might, but they might also go on to something else. Why was Alex fired? I need details on the situation that led to the uncoupling. I feel like for all of his faults, of which he has many, he's good at his job. He's very good at his job. Also, the idea of we do it so differently now, but having basically the other party's candidate be your vice president, like, the runner up. It doesn't have to be the other party. I guess it could be two people from the same party who end up in first and second in the voting, but you get what I'm saying. In this case, to have someone from the opposing party be your vice president feels like a good form of checks and balances, but at the same time feels so weird. Yeah, sorry, I'm just like trying to wrap my brain around Thomas Jefferson now being vice president. Was it just like in the initial, because I know Thomas Jefferson is either the third or fourth or fifth. He's like one of those like first 5 presidents, right? So was it just a process in the beginning of like, you become president, you become vice president becomes president, his vice president becomes the next president. Like, it's kind of like the Hokage. Okay, this is weird, but for like my Naruto fans, you'll get it. Like how all of the Hokage are just like interconnected with each other, justice to the Uchiha clan. Was that like was there no like new, when did we get a new person that wasn't connected to one of the previous presidents that became like, when did that start? That's what I want to know. Because right now, even though they're not the same party, the fact that the next president has been the previous president's vice president or in their cabinet is weird. Not weird, actually, it's the opposite of weird, but you get what I'm saying. It's different from how it is now.
As long as he can hold a pen, he's a threat. Let's let him know what we know.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Vice President. Mr. Madison. Senator Burr. What is this?
We have the check stubs from separate accounts.
Almost $1,000 paid in different amounts.
To Mr. James Reynolds, way back in 1791.
Is that what you have? Are you done?
Things keep advancing quickly, and I have questions and or commentary. So, one, how much is $1,000 in today's money? I could look it up, but I'm lazy. Two, this is so unnecessary. I'm gonna come back to that point, but I just want to say, I want to see how it unfolds because like I'm interested, but I just want to put out there, this is so unnecessary. The man doesn't even have a job anymore. Okay, we'll come back to it. There's probably going to be a very long rant about how this unfolds, depending on how this unfolds, but let's see.
You are uniquely situated by virtue of your position
Though virtue is not a word I'd apply to this situation.
to seek financial gain.
Situated by virtue of your position, although virtue is not... It's in there. Hold on. My brain is getting it. 1 second. You are uniquely situated by virtue of your position. Then what's the next line? Though virtue is not a word I will apply to this situation. That's hard. Situated. Wait, uniquely situated by virtue. And then the next line is though virtue applied to this situation. Like, get it? Situated, virtue, situation. It's kind of like in not Hamilton on your side, Washington on your side, where they flip the fits of passion and pits of fashion. That somebody in the comments told me the vocabulary word for what that's called, but I don't remember it right now. The point is, that's cool. I like that. That's a nice little like turn of phrase.
Though virtue is not a word I'd apply to this situation.
To seek financial gain, astray from your sacred mission.
And the evidence suggests you engaged in speculation.
An immigrant embezzling our government funds.
I can almost see the headline, your career is done.
I hope you save some money for your daughter and sons.
You best go and run back where you come from.
You don't even know what you're asking me to confess.
Unless
You have nothing, I don't have to tell you anything at all. Unless if I can prove that I never broke the law, do you promise not to tell another soul what you saw?
No one else was in the room where it happened.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Interesting. So they think that he embezzled funds from the government by paying off the mistress with funds from the government instead of like his own personal money. And he's like, no, I didn't. How is he going to prove that I guess he's going to show them like, hey, the money actually came from my account and not there. But they said that they had stubs from different accounts. So I don't know. We'll see how that happens. I liked the slight inclusion of the, Caribbean accent that they threw in there to basically be like, hey, you're not from the US, you're from a Caribbean island. Go back to where you're from. Gone back to where, whatever they said. They threw in like the little reference to the fact that he is not just an immigrant, but he's an immigrant from the Caribbean. I was going to say something else. Oh, Burr said he made a reference to The Room Where It Happens, which again, is a whole song. It's a very popular song amongst you guys. You know that that's a reference to The Room Where It Happens. I caught that. That is a weird way to respond to Hamilton's question, because he's like, if I tell you what happened, then will nobody else know? And then Burr is like, no one else was in the room where it happens, which I could either interpret as no one else is here to like know the details of your treachery. So we're going to keep it that way. Just like nobody knows the true details of what happened when the rest of y'all, except me, were in the room where it happened. And so we all had to speculate. Or I could interpret it as no one else was in the room where we made this promise not to tell other people. And so I don't have to stick by that promise. I could, as soon as we leave here, tell everybody that I know because I hate you, because I'm a bastard. I'm just saying. But no, for real, like that in my brain, because it wasn't like a direct, no, I'm not going to tell anybody. I mean, he pressed the issue and then eventually the other two said, yes. But Burr's response, while interesting because it's showing he is now in the room where, like, for all of the hits to his character that have been taken in my mind, I actually like him less now than I did before he actualized my like of him built up until like it maximized at the room where it happens. And then since then it's been going down, but that's a whole other discussion, which we will probably get into as this musical progresses. But last time where something big happened, he wasn't there. And so now this is like showing he is there. He is in the room that the secret deals and meetings are happening in. And so his actualization of his ambition has been fruitful. It has positioned him in a way that now he's a senator. Now he's in these like private political meetings that are happening. He is getting the things that he wanted at the expense of his friendship with Alex. But I mean, clearly that doesn't matter to him. So that's a very interesting response is all I'm saying. I find it curious.
No one else was in the room where it happened.
Is that a yes?
That little piano flurries from Room Where It Happens, right? Right? I think I'm right on that. I don't know. If this is still in here, I'm right on that. If this is not in here, actually, I'm just going to leave it in regardless because, you know, if I'm wrong, I'm sure you guys will enjoy telling me I'm wrong. But I think that that's from Room Where It Happens, the little piano part in there.
Yes. Dear sir, I hope this letter finds you in good health and in a prosperous enough position to put wealth in the pockets of people like me down on their luck. You see, that was my wife who you decided. Wow.
Oh, I like that. Sorry, I got a little too into that part. I hate that dude, but that part of the song is fire. That song as a whole, I hate what it's about, but the song is fire. So I got a little too into it, and they switched the lineup from Disney has a limit on it, so I'm just not gonna say it. But that word to what, which is like very clever, but also threw me way off. So now I gotta go back and watch it again. Sorry, guys.
Escorted me to bed, and when she had me in a corner, that's when Reynolds extorted me for assortedly. I paid him quarterly. I may have mortally wounded my prospects, but my papers are orderly. As you can see, I kept a record of every check in my checkered history. Check it again against your list and see consistency. I never spent
Bruh. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I'm kind of going through this song with a fine-tooth comb, but there's like so much happening plot-wise. But now, like lyrically, hold on. Okay, so this part I really like. Before we even get to the part why I stopped, she escorted me to her bed, and then the next line is she had me in a corner. So the thing I like about this is the or part of the rhyme plus me. So she courted me, escorted me, and then me in a corner, and then Reynolds extorted me. Does that make sense? Like the or and me part of that rhyme is like really interesting to my brain. And then, oh no, they kept it. Sordid fee, quarter. Does that make sense? Like the or and e rhyme of this is like really interesting because it's like a 2-part rhyme across multiple words. And then one point in there, they flip it with me and cornered. Yeah. And then after that, this part is crazy. No, that's the same thing. Sorry. This part is crazy. Okay, here it is.
As you can see, I kept a record of every check in my checkered history. Check it again against your list and see consistent.
Okay, that's dog. As you can see, I kept a record of every check in my checkered history. Check it again. Hold on. Check it again against your list and see consistency. Bruh. Not only do you have like the triple check, so you have checks, checkered, and check it again, like, you know, look at it again. So that's homophones. You get it because they flip the check word 3 different ways in the same line. And then on top of all of that happening, they also have the E rhyme that's happening with, as you can see, I kept a record of every check in my checkered history. And then, hold on. Check it again against your list and see consistency. Do you see what I'm saying? So this line, pair of lines, whatever it is, I don't know, has not only the flipping of the check in all these different ways, but it also has a 7-part internal rhyme of E in the line. That's crazy. Hamilton is never better than when he is like in a corner. Anytime he's like emotional and or backed into a political corner, my bro be flowing, absolutely crazy.
Check it again against your list and see consistency. I never spent a cent that wasn't mine. You sent the dogs out to my sense, that's fine.
Bruh, if y'all in the comments complaining about me stopping, I'm gonna fight you personally. This deserves it. Are you kidding me? The triple cent homophone in the next line. I was just talking about how bro was going off. I didn't even get to the next line. Cent. Crazy. For those of you who didn't catch it, I'm gonna take you back, okay? Look. You gonna see it's worthy. It's worthy of this pause. I never spent a cent money that wasn't mine. You sent. So as in like to go. The dogs after my scent, as in smell. Come on now. Same line, internal rhyme, triple homophone in the come on now. Hard, okay? I'm not gonna lie. As Act 2 was going on, I felt like we was getting really into like the amazing vocal moments, and they were starting to outshine the rapping. I was getting a little scared, and then Washington on your side, and this, they've been coming with the haymakers, okay? The lyrical haymakers, going crazy. Absolutely incredible. The fact that they stacked all of these lines, like the back to back to back like this, it's too much. It's too much. They could have spaced these out some. They could have gave me some filler lines. Nah, Hamilton fighting for his not literal, but political life out here. And he ain't pulling no punches. Man, okay. Let's go. I don't even know what the next line gonna say, okay? He might do some other crazy stuff and I'm gonna have to stop again, but don't blame me, blame Lynn. That's a bar. Come on now. Rewind the tape, okay? DJ, run that back. That's a bar.
As you can see, I kept a record of every check in my checkered history. Check it again against your listency, consistency. I never spent a cent that wasn't mine. You sent the dogs, that's my sense, that's fine. Yes, I have reasons for shame, but I have not committed treason and sullied my good name. As you can see, I have done nothing to provoke illegal action. Are my answers to your satisfaction?
My God.
Gentlemen, let's go.
So?
The people won't know what we know.
Burr, how do I know you won't use this against me the next time we go?
Can't trust them.
Alexander, rumors only grow. And we both know what we know.
Oh, this actually where I'm supposed to stop. But I got some stuff to say, okay? Some ranting gonna be had. I just want to let y'all know. So we're gonna go to the outro. But if y'all want to hear me rant about this here situation, then thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all this stuff.
Have you ever had a dream that you do?
And for the rest of y'all, buckle up, cowboys, because I got some stuff to say. Like, this video isn't already just me saying a bunch of stuff. Whatever. I got some more stuff to say, okay? When I first went to go do this video and I saw how short the time of the full video was supposed to be that I was going to be reacting to, I was a little worried. I was like, oh, this video is going to be super short. I was wrong. I should never doubt the people who like helped me. I say help me. I didn't do anything. I just got it given to me, how I should break this up into parts for the reactions, because I had a lot to say about these songs, even though the songs were relatively short. So shout out to those people. You guys know better than me. So I pulled up the lyrics of this last song so I could like directly reference things in it, because I have a lot to say. Thank you so much for opting to hear that, because you stayed to the outro. I appreciate it. Emoji is coming later. But this in part where Burr says, how do I know, oh, no. Where Alex says, Burr, how do I know you won't use this against me the next time we go toe to toe? And then Burr responds, Alexander, rumors only grow, but we both know what we know. What kind of what kind of response is that? Like, between this and the room where it happens response earlier, I don't like none of the stuff he does in this song. I don't even like that he's there, because I am of a very strong opinion, which if you're watching on Patreon, you might have seen like me have this discussion on the Patreon Discord, because we're talking about what I'm reacting to, obviously. We've had like a Hamilton Burr discussion on Discord before, but for the rest of you guys, I am of the belief that this rivalry between Hamilton and Burr is very one-sided. While I relate to Burr's ambition and desire to be a mover and shaker, be in the room where it happens, and his frustration with seeing people who started behind him end up further than him. Like, I can understand that. I feel like he has made Hamilton his enemy due to envy, not due to Hamilton actually doing anything to him personally. Do I feel like Hamilton has stepped on Burr's toes throughout different points in this musical? For sure. I feel like Hamilton has stepped on everybody's toes. I don't think that Hamilton is a perfect person, and in fact, I think he's actually very bad at certain things, including being a friend. But I don't think he's ever viewed Burr as his enemy. However, I feel like Burr is doing enemy stuff, like aligning with the people who actively want to destroy Hamilton, like egging them on in the Washington on Your Side song, like being a part of this meeting and actively like, you know, go back to where he says like your career is over, hope you save some money for your son and daughter, and like all of that stuff is like way based on the stuff that Hamilton has done to Burr. I feel like the reaction from Burr is not equal. Does that make sense? So it's hard for me to sympathize with him to the degree that all of the Team Burr people do. And I know that there are a ton of you guys who really, really love him. And I want to love him. I love his actors singing and acting. And some of Burr's songs are some of the songs that I listen to most, like in between my reactions when I go back and listen to stuff that I've already reacted to. But as a character, I can't rock with y'all on that. And I don't want y'all to dislike me. So like part of it is like, I really want to get how y'all feel about him so that y'all don't hate me for hating him. But like, I just feel like the stuff that he's doing is very slimy, and his responses to Alex in this song further that. Not just the fact that he's there when it's happening, because I don't feel like his grievances against Alex are genuine. I also don't feel like Madison's grievances against Alex are that genuine. The only person who I feel like really has a genuine bone to pick with Alex is Thomas Jefferson, and that's only because he's been outfoxed by Alex 3 different times in both of the cabinet battles and in the Capitol situation that happened, that I don't even know if they know that he won that trade yet. Like, I don't know if they have the understanding of the situation or if it's just like foresight. It felt like kind of a fourth wall break when Aaron Burr in The Room Where It Happens, where he was like, oh, did you already know even then? Like the way he phrased it just felt like Lynn kind of giving him foresight that he may not have had in the moment, but whatever. The point is that TJ, I get him hating Alex because they have literally been rivals and been going head to head, butting head to head over these issues, and TJ has just been getting whopped. Like he's Lamas Leverson. It is what it is. So I get why he hates Alex. I don't think that you should actively try to destroy his whole career, especially once he's already left politics. Like, he got fired already. Why are we doing this? This is so unnecessary. But once he's already left politics, to actively try to like basically get him deported from the country is crazy. I think that's way too far. But okay, you have a bone to pick with him. Madison, you're friends with TJ. I kind of get it. Y'all are in the same political party. Okay. Burr, I don't understand you, dude. Like I don't get why you hate Alex so much. Like I feel like, to go back to the stepping on toes analogy, I do feel like Alex has done things just by the nature of being the braggadocious and also abrasive person that he is, where he has stepped on toes. And I've voiced that at different points when that has happened. But I feel like Burr's response is like, I'm gonna cut your entire foot off for you stepping on my toes while we were dancing. You know, and so I don't like it. Even in The Room Where It Happens line, I couldn't just interpret it in the initial way that it came to me, which was, this is just a reference to him being in the room now, which is what he wanted. Because part of me feels like Burr is actively gunning for Alex at every single opportunity, and I don't feel like that is justified at all. And so I just have to let that out. I just have to put that out there because I understand that a lot of you guys really, really love Burr, and I respect that you guys feel differently than me, but I just don't feel the same as you. I don't get it. And so seeing him in these moments just like irritates me so bad. I'm just like, why are you doing this? How does destroying Alex benefit you at all? I get how it benefits Thomas Jefferson. I don't get how it benefits you, other than like some petty one-sided rivalry that you have with this dude who until like 2 weeks ago thought you were still his friend. And I've had fake friends before, so like maybe this drives nails in me. I get that I can be biased in this situation. Like I am biased to like certain parts of Burr's character, and biased to like certain parts of Alex's character, and biased to dislike certain parts of Alex's character, and biased to like dislike certain parts of Burr's character. So I'm aware of my standing on specific issues outside of the musical. And so I get that like this could burn me in ways that it wouldn't burn other people who haven't faced similar like one-sided rivalries due to envy. And so like that could be a part of it. Just like the whole Alex adultery thing bothers me a lot more than it bothers some other people. I get that. But Burr acting like he the one who got cheated on. You feel me? Like why are you so angry at Alex? We know it's not a moral thing because we know you're not against adultery. That's how you got your wife. So yeah, okay. This has been 9 minutes of me ranting about my frustration and not understanding of the situation. So I'm gonna stop here. But the point is, I don't get it. Yeah, I do love this musical a lot though. The fact that I'm this passionate about it, like, I think sometimes I will criticize a character. People will think that, like, that's because I hate the musical. That's not the case. The fact, if I didn't care, that would be a bigger sign of me not actually liking the musical than me being this invested in the interworkings of the characters and plots and whatever. But I've enjoyed this immensely, in part because the lyricism is incredible, the music is incredible, so on and so forth, and all of that continued in this part. But I needed to get that off my chest, because I feel like I'm surrounded by people who are seeing the same situation as me, but seeing it in a very different way than me. And so I'm like, am I crazy? Hear me out. Am I crazy? Do y'all get where I'm coming from? I'm not arguing for Alex. Again, I think that he is a terrible husband, and I don't even think that he's a good friend. I just don't think that he has really been an enemy of the guy who is actively trying to destroy him, seemingly in like a multitude of different ways at this point. The first two songs were cool. One of them was kind of like, not a rehash, but like a reprise of earlier songs that I enjoyed. And then the other one was kind of just like an update on the situation that we were in, which led into this whole situation that I've spent probably way too long talking about. But thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it so much. It means the world to me. If you have stayed to this point in the video, definitely make sure to drop a rose emoji in the comment section down below so I can thank you personally for watching all of this, like this tirade of rants that this video has been. And I would apologize for this video being as long as it is, given how short the stuff I reacted to is, but I'm not apologizing. I feel like it was totally worth it. I feel like this musical, it requires discussion. It requires you to feel, think, and then in my case, when I feel and think, I talk. So, you know, but yeah, incredible lyricism, incredible acting, really funny moments, Thomas Jefferson and the King. Overall, great part. Not a lot happened, but a lot happened. So thank you so much for being here. Definitely make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share to have the video not get buried. And I will see all of you guys here on the channel next time for part 14. You have a good day. Peace.
Twilight, these skies no blues. A new love, but we know that it'll cruise like time in a queue. Wet shampoo, new bamboo. Much more of it will ensue. I'm caught in this trance in lieu of sinking down in the stew. You change up the brew, now life tastes so brand new. It's delicious like fondue. Under the moonlight tonight, stars are hot shimmering. You illuminate who I am. You're a backlight, my midnight.